All right, Scorpio, welcome to your April of 2015 horoscope. My name is Athen. Okay, so we have a transformational month. Well, really the first 10 days of the month are transformational. It's more of a transition sort of month where we had a lot of the transformational energy of March with the Uranus Pluto Square. We had the Solar Eclipse. And so for the first 10 days of this month in April, we are finishing up some things with that. We've got the Sun and Mercury still going over Uranus, and we do have a lunar eclipse on the 4th. However, the 7th, right around the 8th, 9th, and 10th, things start to transition into more of this forward-moving momentum from that eclipse. The eclipse is the beginning of the next 6 months. And so now it's a lot of this forward-moving momentum of a lot of the planets going into Aries, becoming more action-oriented, and really moving that solar eclipse energy forward. But we are coming to some completions on the 4th with that lunar eclipse in your 11th house. So I think maybe around October time period when we had the solar eclipse in your 12th house, maybe you guys started off something new in regards to your spirituality or spiritual studies or meditation or understanding the importance of the simple enjoyments of life. You know, the rest and relaxation, these types of things, really connecting to things on that deep level. Whatever it was, whatever that spiritual time was around that October of last year, we're coming to a culmination point now. And it's a culmination which could be directly related to those things where you might notice. But you may also notice it may be culminating in the area of your 11th, which is where the full moon, where the lunar eclipse is going to be actually taking place this month. So your friends, your groups, your social activities, basically anything that is about you giving and contributing. So if you've been noticing some of that energy from October starting to build into that, well, this could be a culmination of those things. So around the 4th in particular, just see that part of your life very easily. You can. It's a reflective time. It always is with the eclipses. And see what kind of, I want to say opportunities, but it's more like, you know, expansion or possibilities that are really opened up for you in the 11th house of, you know, things greater than self, your contribution, friends, groups, these types of things. Now on the 5th, we've got the sun going over that Uranus, activating that Uranus squaring energy. So this is going to be a time of freeing some things up, I feel like, continually from last month. But this is going to be more to do with your self-expression. And it's relating to that 5th house of yours, which is what it's always been about anyways. But with the sun, the natural ruler of that 5th house, I think it's going to be especially so. So just to kind of recap what we've been dealing with this Uranus squaring up to Pluto, which is complete now, by the way, for those of you watching this for the first time. We're done with that Uranus-Pluto square energy after these first 10 days. Is it's been about becoming free with your self-expression, expressing yourself, being yourself, creativity, maybe breaking through, breaking free. So some more of that energy for sure, especially relating to those, you know, extra emphasis on the creativity, extra emphasis on the self-expression. So it's another few days there to be yourself, tap into that creative side, and just make sure you're balancing that with the transformations that are taking place in your 2nd house with Pluto, with your self-worth, your sense of self-value. The 2nd house is what we believe we can do, what we believe we can attract and attain in life is the 2nd house. So allow those things to go, maybe some old belief systems relating to those 2nd house things, allow them to go. That's going to help create more of that breaking free and freedom that is really going to come from this. I think especially for these first 10 days in relation to your 5th house of fun, enjoyment, self-expression, creativity. Then on the 7th and 8th, we've got Mercury going over that Uranus, which is nice because it's the objective understanding. Mercury is that neutral planet. And so this is the last of the fast-moving planets to go over Uranus while these two planets have been squaring up to each other. So I think topping it all off is a rational, integrating understanding of what enjoyment is about, what life is about in many ways, what freedom is about in many ways, and how you can be yourself, create, and just express yourself the way that you are. And so that's really nice, the 7th and 8th, really see that, reflect on that, because like I said, you've got that neutral understanding, that objective understanding of those things. Then on the 8th, this is where things start to shift for the month. We've got Jupiter going station direct finally. He's been retrograde since December in your 9th house. So I think since the middle part of last year, there's been opportunities for you guys' life path, maybe doing some traveling, maybe doing some philosophy, some spiritual studies, spirituality. These types of things have been, lots of doors have been opening, but since December it's been in retrograde, which means maybe you've been thinking about it, reflecting on it. It's been more of an internal process. So now this month, as Jupiter starts to gain that forward moving momentum throughout the month, as he picks up steam, I think you're going to notice more and more of this expansion opportunities in those ninth house activities. And so for the first part of this year, we're going to have Jupiter in Cancer, which is that ninth house of yours. So see those opportunities as we progress for the next few months and walk through those doors. Once you see the opportunity, walk through them. Walk through them, make them into something, ground those opportunities into a reality. Especially with your life path. I mean, it's just your overall life path in general, but it could be maybe some new spiritual studies, things like that. Now on the 11th, we've got Mercury going into Aries, which is in that sixth house of yours, which is lots of this emphasis on your sixth house this month, which is about the routine, the day-to-day activities, your health, whether it's mental, spiritual, or emotional health. We've got the new moon there, we got the sun there, we got Mercury there, Mars is still there, your ruler. Lots of this emphasis here. So this is the month to continue to take care of yourself, improve yourself, maybe help others too who are in need. That's the sixth house also, is not only improving self, but helping improve others. The daily work environment, all these things, putting energy into it, thinking about these things as well. With that Mercury going into it, especially from the 11th to the 27th, I think you can learn a lot about the routine and what self-improvement really means and how you can really implement a lot of those regimens or things that help you and others improve, essentially. Now on the 12th, we've got Mars, your ruler, sextiling up to Neptune, which is going to be really nice, actually. So that's going to be some good opportunities there to initiate some things, to continue to move forward, some things relating to those sixth house things, but also maybe putting some energy into home and family around that time with Neptune in your 12th. There is this spiritual connectivity that you guys have to your home, family, to your past, your roots, these types of things with Neptune in that 4th. So connect to that on the 12th and maybe put some energy into it. It could be something new, maybe a home project, maybe, I don't know, it's an opportunity. It depends on your personal chart, of course, but it could be a move, maybe, possibly. I mean, there'd have to be other indicators of that, but something there, an opportunity there with home, family, past, and roots. That's just around the 12th. Now on the 14th, we've got the sun going into Aries, okay, is where he's exalted. So again, sixth house activity. This is leading into the new moon. So for the next 30 days from the middle part of this month, it's almost like I think you're going to be finding that there's so much vitality, there's so much enjoyment, there's so much passion when you take care of yourself, right? When you're watching what comes into your mental sphere, what comes into your emotional sphere, your physical sphere in terms of the food you eat and these types of things and the rest you get. So see that. See how for the next 30 days, see how there's a tremendous amount of passion, excitement, and zest that can come from when everything is taken care of. Maybe it's making sure that you get the routine taken care of so you can enjoy yourself. And spring, it's a springtime too. So the weather should be very nice also. So just kind of managing that as well. But in either case, enjoying yourself when it comes to the daily environment, which is really nice. 15th and 16th, Venus opposes up to Saturn. So here we want to make sure there's some balancing taking place. And this is Venus in your 7th house, by the way. You guys have had Venus in that 7th since around that 6th. So I think, this month from the 6th onward, definitely enjoy relationships with Venus there. This is a great month for relationships, whether it's romantic or just friends or family or whatever it might be. All relationships in general, even just encounters in general, enjoy them. With Venus there, it's a good indicator of that. And on the 15th and 16th in particular, you just want to make sure you're balancing that with whatever it is that you're doing, because you guys have had Saturn recently go into your 1st house. So a lot of you are assuming a lot of responsibility, maybe some new things, maybe just stepping into a new level of maturity. So there's a lot of this structuring of yourself, structuring of your goals, your plans, and these types of activities. So you just want to balance what you're doing with others, just, with the relationship side of things. Maybe it's work with relationships, specifically around the 15th and 16th this month. And I think if you do that, you can find a nice harmony between those two. On the 17th, your ruler squares up to Jupiter, which is a good initiation of plans, actually. But one thing I want to say is that on the 18th, we had the new moon. So again, this is in your 6th house, health, routine, self-improvement. So there's something new shaping up here. Now with the square from Jupiter, usually that would be something where it's like, okay, you can move forward, just keep it balanced. But with the energy being so close to the new moon, I want to say that use this time to reflect. I think you might have some really big picture plans, big picture goals relating to the day-to-day stuff. Or maybe relating to your life path actually too, with Jupiter in that 9th, or maybe some traveling or whatever it is you might be thinking about doing. Just reflect, use it as a reflective time, 17th, 18th, 19th in particular. And then on the 21st and 22nd, once we have the lunar energy building up momentum and Mercury going over your ruler, Mars, while Mars trines up to Pluto, really, like, it's a lot of energy to utilize towards perhaps these new things that you're working on. Again, relating to the 6th house, probably. So reflect around that time, but then 21st and 22nd, if you're thinking about starting a new regiment, you're thinking about maybe doing some of that self-improvement, doing something that maybe gives back and contributes in terms of helping those in need, whatever it is, that's 6th house, do it 21st and 22nd, because you're going to have nice understanding from Mercury, and the trine up to Pluto makes it very powerful. Lots of productive energy can certainly be utilized there. Now on the 26th, we've got Venus sextiling up to Uranus. Could be a nice day for relationships, actually, maybe a new relationship, new opportunities. Venus is usually about relationships, but she's transiting your 7th. Sextiling Uranus could be someone coming out of nowhere, whether it's, just a friend, just an acquaintance, or something like that, but it could be exciting. Or maybe it could be an opportunity to have fun and do some exciting things with your current relationships as well. Could be either or. Mercury goes into Taurus on the 27th to join up with Venus in that 7th house. So I think you'll be thinking more about relationships for the next few weeks from the 27th onward. And that's going to be leading into a lot of the energies of May, more about relationships there, going from the 6th to the 7th house. Then on the 29th, I think another nice day, maybe some romantic or creative sort of energy. The Sun sextiling up to Neptune. I think that might have to do more with making sure you get enough rest and relaxation. I think that would be a good day to relax, maybe do some things around the home with Neptune transiting that 4th, or with family or something like that relating to your sentiments. All right, Scorpio, have a great month. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Watch the daily and weekly horoscopes for today and this week if you would like, and get in touch if you like a personal reading. All right, Scorpio, talk to you next time. Take care.